Today is Tuesday, December 8th, 2020. The time is 2:02 p.m. Calling this meeting to order. It is our weekly business meeting. Attending Commissioners Duncan, Brooks, and Fillios. And I'm going to ask John Mills, please lead us in the pledge.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, then. So first item would be the consent calendar.
I move we approve the consent calendar as listed on our December 8th, 2020 business meeting agenda.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Fillios.
Aye, and the motion is carried. Payables list, please.
I move we approve the payables for the week of November 30th through December 4th, 2020 in the amount of $746,217.16.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Fillios.
Aye, motion is carried. Do we have any changes to the agenda?
I would just say, since we have a public hearing in the beginning, number 2 bid opening, my understanding is we have 0 bids. So
Oh.
we can just dismiss JP if you would like to go.
Okay, then. So number 2 is basically stricken from the agenda. Thank you. Okay, so back up to item 1, public hearing, resolution 2020-83, unscheduled revenues for fiscal year 20, our auditor. Dena, please.
No, we're kind of are. We'll have to get out of it.
We'll have to, yeah, we're good.
So before you, you have the resolution to officially approve all of the unscheduled revenues that have been.
You're not being picked up by the mic, sorry.
Is it on?
Not at all. I can't hear a word.
Testing?
Okay, she's on. Yeah, you should hear her now.
Nope, you lost it again. There you go.
Okay,
Good,
okay.
good.
All right, okay. So you have before you the unscheduled revenue list, which is all of the extra revenue that came in during fiscal year 2020. By approving this resolution, you are officially increasing and finalizing the 2020 budget. So this resolution consists of a couple of parts. The first is the capital roll forward from fiscal year 19 into fiscal year 20. So that budget lands from the prior year into the current year, 2020. The second part is grants. This year, our grants are particularly high because we got COVID money from various sources. There is a trust appropriation from the Title III funds, so that's listed separately. And then we have some other things down at the bottom. Fund balance appropriations, fairly minimal. But all things are listed here. I can answer any questions for you.
So the total then is the 133,000 and change.
Yes.
Okay.
133 million.
133 million.
133, I'm sorry, that's the budget.
Yep,
Forgive me,
right.
133 million.
For 2020.
That's the amended budget, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, any questions?
No?
Okay. I guess we can end public hearing, and
Well, are you going to call for public comment?
that's what I just did. Public comment? Hearing none?
All right, then I
Motion?
move that we end the public portion of the hearing and enter into deliberations.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Fillios.
Aye. Any discussion, deliberations?
I'm fine with it. I was a little shocked to see how much CARES money came our way. Gosh, like 16, 19, almost nearly 20 million altogether.
Yep.
With our different, but not all, it's pass through. We have the broadband pass through.
The broadband is the big driver.
Yeah, and then FTA. Yep. So,
So the broadband as in Intermax? Yep.
yeah.
Okay. Bill, any questions or concerns?
None whatsoever.
Motion.
I move that we adopt Resolution 2020-83, which is the unscheduled revenues for FY20 and our amended budget.
I second the motion. Aye.
Aye.
Aye, and the motion is carried. So Resolution 2020-83 is adopted. Thank you, Dena. So moving on to what was item number 3, Addendum A to the lease, AAL 2005-070, Southfield Fuel, Inc. for the airport. Stephen?
Commissioner Stephen Kierkegaard for the record. The next two items are actually interconnected as during the fence discussions, it was found that Mr. Rattan actually had infrastructure pavement actually placed on Southfield Fuel Inc.'s lease line. And it was actually at the request of the two tenants that we actually modify the lease agreement. Basically, we're moving 15 feet from one lease to 15 feet on the other lease. No real change in money as they're basically at the same rate.
Okay, can we group items 3 and 4? Okay. Any questions for Stephen? Motion.
I move that we approve Addendum A to lease AAL 2005-070 and the Addendum A to the Rutan lease.
Second the motion. Aye.
Aye.
Aye, and the motion is carried. Item number 5, grant approval, OHS Highway Safety e-ticketing grant, FFY 2020, Idaho Transportation Department with our sheriff's organization.
It's going to be Val?
Val Sumis, IT Sheriff, and I am here to request approval, final approval for this grant that was awarded in the amount of $19,789.62 for an interface between our records management system and our e-citation program.
Val, is there ongoing cost?
Yes, there's maintenance.
Okay. And that'll come forward in the budget next year? Do you know how much that is?
Second year maintenance, $2,774.
Okay. And then is that all, has all the hardware been purchased or there'll be more hardware to come?
There will probably always be hardware. This was, the grant was for the software. The match, we used the hardware that was purchased for the 25 vehicles.
Okay,
Oh,
so
okay,
we
for the-
won't need more hardware until we get new vehicles.
Right.
Okay. And then is there anything else that's needed or now you guys will be able to go mobile?
We are already using the product. This is going to alleviate some double entry. They're going to be able to send data from the e-citation equipment in the cars to the records management system, something that's being handled manually right now.
Great, thank you.
So Val, basically all the purchases for the 25 vehicles are included here? Or is it phased as we receive the vehicles? Well,
This part of it, the e-citation equipment has been purchased for the
Okay.
25.
For the 25, I thought that, okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, item number, I'm sorry, motion.
I move that we approve the grant for the off-highway safety e-ticketing grant FY 2020.
I second the motion. Aye.
Aye.
Aye, and the motion is carried. Item number 6, proposal for the use of drug forfeiture funds for Special Investigation Unit Equipment and Operations, KCSO.
Thanks, Captain.
Hello, Commissioners. Captain Kim Edmondson for the record. I am, before you, I've got a request for some expenses that we'd like to take from drug seizure funds. I provided a letter that goes into the history of how we now have our own Special Investigations Unit. And so we would like to use no more than $14,700 to be able to get them kind of up and running on some equipment and funding that they need to conduct investigations.
Okay. How much is in that fund, do we know?
Yes, currently the fund that we'd be looking at is at roughly $120,865
okay.
as of yesterday, and that would be as long as anything that's been, any little things that have been billed to it just haven't gone through at that moment, I guess.
Okay.
But I
Thank you.
also understand that there was 20,000 from the former program that was also put into that fund. So it more than covers your 14.
Yes.
Hey, Kim, this is
Yes,
Dena. I was reading through your memo, and I was my understanding that you were going to use part of the 19,871 that was received from the task force, that's the pot of money you wanted to use.
And my understanding,
It's hard for me to hear her.
so,
Sorry.
Captain, this money, the 19,000 actually went into the forfeiture account, is that correct?
So the
Yes,
north.
it was just a small number under 20,000. It was 19,700 or
That's
something.
it.
Yeah, so it was from the task force.
Yes, because the task force
Correct.
was.
It came from the task force when we separated from them. They did give us some equitable sharing dollars from the funds.
Okay, Dena was clearing that up for us, so thank you so much.
Okay, then. Motion.
I move that we approve the proposal for the use of drug forfeiture funds for the Special Investigation Unit in the amount not to exceed 15,000.
I second the motion. Aye.
Aye.
Aye, and the motion is carried. Item number 7.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Yep, thank you, Captain. Item number 7, purchase to replace backcountry truck recreation safety, KCSO. Lieutenant Higgins?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. This is Lieutenant Higgins with the record. We have a 2014 GMC 2500 pickup that's currently assigned to the backcountry units that has a engine problem that's not fixable. We had the shop look at it, and they would have to literally tear the engine apart to figure out what was going on, and it's not cost-effective to do that. The current value for the pickup right now in its condition is $5,200 to $7,500 per Kelly Blue Book.
Right.
And so that, again, is not cost-effective to replace an engine in that pickup truck. It's operational right now, but according to the shop, it could break down at any moment and be done. So what I'm looking at is using some restricted dollars out of a couple accounts to fund a new pickup. We'll be able to transfer most of the gear from the current truck to that one, and then we'll auction off or possibly trade this truck into the dealership. The accounts I'm looking at are the OHV account, the Title III funds account, and then the snowmobile fund balance that we have $55,000 in roughly.
Okay.
The cost for this replacement is going to be about $38,000.
So, Lieutenant, then you'd consider this unanticipated, so it wasn't budgeted?
Yeah, no, we didn't know about this problem until probably mid-September, end of October.
Okay.
Somewhere around there.
Fair enough. Any questions, Bill?
No, I have none.
Motion.
I move that we approve the purchase of the backcountry truck out of the funds listed for $38,000.
I second the motion. Aye.
Aye.
Aye, and the motion is carried. Item number 8, Transportation Services Contract Modification for the Area Agency on Aging, Public Transportation Resource Management Office. Kim?
Yes, Kim Riley for the record. The Area Agency on Aging provides the match for our Ring-A-Ride program. Our current agreement provides for 3,000 rides at $4 per ride. With our fixed expenses being what what they are and ridership being reduced due to COVID-19, we propose that they increase the unit rate and of the $5 from $4 to $5.50 and decrease the rides, still with the same agreement amount of $12,000. It actually comes out to $12,001 now
Right, I
because
see
of
that.
rounding. So we just ask that you approve this amendment. No change other than this would reduce us having to use our banked cash match from the jurisdictions to satisfy the match requirement.
Okay. Fair enough. Motion?
I move that we approve the transportation services contract modification with Area Agency on Aging and our public transportation.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Fillios,
Aye, and the motion is carried. Item number 9, Plan Review Services Agreement, Northwest Code Professionals, Community Development, Director David Callahan.
Commissioners, this fills a gap for our plan review team. We're missing 2 people. One resigned, one is in the field doing inspections because we were short in that area too. So this fills the gap while we are hiring up. We do have a person that's agreed to come to work for us on the building inspection side, but we still have another one to fill and the plan review position to fill. So this really helps us stay current rather than the lag time that we have right now, which is as much as 3 months.
Right. It seemed to me the fees were very reasonable.
We thought so too.
Yeah. Interesting, okay. Bill, any questions?
No, none.
Motion?
I move we approve the Plan Review Services Agreement with Northwest Code Professionals and our Community Development.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Fillios,
Aye, and the motion's carried. Item number 9, Plan Review Services Agreement, oh, I'm sorry, that's what we just did. Sorry about that. Item number 10, Service Agreement Addendum with ThyssenKrupp Elevators, Public Defender's Office, Buildings and Grounds. Greg?
This is just a service agreement we have on all of the other elevators, just for the PDO this time. It's $107 a month, about $1,284 a year.
Versus last year, is it same?
It's
Is it-
like $3 difference.
Oh, okay. Motion?
I move that we approve the service agreement addendum with ThyssenKrupp Elevators for our Public Defender's Office.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Fillios,
Aye, and the motion is carried. Item number 11, Resolution 2020-87, surplus radios, they're mobile, for our mobile devices, Resource Management Office. Kim?
Yes, this is a resolution to identify these as surplus. We have 18 personal navigation devices which have been replaced, and these are outdated. We also have 7 two-way radios. There is some value on these on either we may send them to auction if we can get anything for them. If not, they will all be disposed of.
Okay. Motion?
Hang on one sec.
Oh, you
Does
have
the
a question? Go ahead.
resolution have to have the amount of money that they think it's worth in there, or it's okay? Okay, perfect. Then I move we approve Resolution 2020-87, which is the surplus of radios and mobile devices.
I second the motion. Aye.
Aye.
Aye, and the motion is carried. Final item on the agenda, approve the memo for board signatures, CARES funding. Once again, Dena Darrow, our finance director. Go ahead, Dena.
Thanks. Thanks, Commissioners. So this is a draft. This is still in progress, but I wanted to give you a heads up. We attended a couple of meetings on Friday, one with the state and one with IAC, to talk about the remaining CARES funds. Today, the COVID team met to go through the existing expenses that we need to put forward and to the CFAC to submit by Friday. So whatever the difference is between that 4.4 million we were awarded and what we've spent, we can ask for that. And one of the things that we need in order to ask for that is a letter from the BOCC. So this is a draft of that letter. We'll have more exact numbers coming up, but we wanted to put this in front of you, get your okay for that, and then when the letter's completed, we would route it for your signature.
So can we approve
draft?
the draft today and then put consent calendar when the final goes?
Okay, the amount stated here is 2 million. That's gonna change a little bit, probably not materially, given our meeting today, but this is an opportunity for us to take up what's left. The state is really pushing for this. They want to show that the agencies used all the money. So this is an opportunity for us. The states are adamant that this is something that, there are other states too that are saying that this is appropriate. Today we reviewed the Treasury guidance and we're still not feeling real comfortable about it. So Keith Taylor, my deputy, very wisely suggested, and we spoke with the treasurer as well, that when we receive the money, that we put it in the fund balance and restrict it, sit on it maybe for a year, invest it, just in case that the Treasury comes back and says we have to pay it back, because that's more than we could tax in a year. So it's not a huge amount of money in the big scheme of things, but for us to come up with it, to pay it back would be a lot of money. So something for the board to consider. Once we receive the money, then we could do a resolution to decide how we would park that money and how you would want to use it. But at this point in time, we just wanted to make sure that you were aware of what was happening and that you were good with us going ahead and applying for that money.
Okay, so the money in question is the 2 million?
The money in question is whatever is left of the CARES funds that were
CARES
given
funds,
to us, which we anticipate will be about 2 million.
Okay, okay.
Any word on the audio video?
So as of our conversation today, and I know that I had responded back to Nancy too as well. So we submitted the revised memo on the 10th of November, and CFAC's kind of been hemming and hawing. And usually when they do that, that usually means that more likely than not that they're going to say no. So the word from them was, at this meeting, was if anything has a gray area, if we're not completely sure, pull it back, don't submit it for reimbursement, and instead use your public safety spending to pull in the rest of what's left of the money.
Okay.
So that was their guidance. So it looks like, according to the back and forth that has happened, and Jody's going to send an email with clarification on that, that she's pretty sure that they would say no.
Okay.
Anything else? Bill?
Nope, no questions.
Okay then, motion.
I move that we approve the draft memo for board signature, and once it is finalized, we'll sign and put on consent calendar.
Good.
I second the motion. Aye.
Aye.
Aye, and the motion is carried. Public comment. Hearing none. Thank you, Dena. Time is now 2:27, and the meeting is adjourned. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.